So 6:30 a.m. We've been on the road for over an hour now. An hour. Okay, so I got a question about John 5:34, I believe it is. I did look into that. Yeah, Jesus said Moses wrote about me. Was he referring to, what was he referring to in that? I don't know. Did Moses write things down and that got into the Torah? Yeah, probably. Again, documentary hypothesis, which is various things. There's not kind of just one thing. It's not like, everybody obeys Wellhausen. I believe all those events happened, right? And it only applies to the Pentateuch, really. It's not the entire Old Testament. Sometimes when they say Moses said, it'll just be the Tanakh. Even the Jews will sometimes talk about, when they'll say the Torah, it'll be something that's in the Talmud, or it'll be something that's in, Psalms. It won't even actually be the Torah. It won't actually even be in the Tanakh, the Old Testament. Now, he says Moses wrote about me. Okay. It was an accepted belief that Moses wrote the Torah, or those were the books ascribed to Moses, right? How different would that be from, a saint saying, "Oh, when Paul wrote," and then he quotes Hebrews, and we know Paul didn't write Hebrews, right? I mean, the New Testament, the early Christians obviously didn't think Paul wrote Hebrews, or actually had extreme doubt. One, it's not as Paul never mentions it was written by Paul. Two, if you look at the grouping in the epistles, it's actually grouped with the Catholic epistles, and it's not grouped with the Pauline epistles. So it's not so much of a problem. As with Orthodoxy, again, there's Orthodoxy, and then there's this Orthodoxy, and then there's what I take as scholarly view. You can have a devotional view of something, right? And also say, okay, where did this come from, and this and that, and line up with archaeology and whatnot. Somebody else brought up about Asherah being the wife of El. El is just the generic word for God. And Baal was generic meaning Lord. And but in the Old Testament, they use El, the Semitic, the Jews use El for the one God, and Baal, or the master, the Lord, was used by the pagans. Now, just because they find some evidence of, oh God help these people who ever got in an accident, evidence of the fact that, and we constantly see this throughout the Old Testament, right? The blending of religions. So, yeah, there were people, we know this for a fact, that the Old Testament bears witness to this continually, from Judges through 2 Kings, of people erecting things to the high places, of Manasseh filling the Holy of Holies with all sorts of idols. So, yeah, they probably just took away Baal, and, yeah, El became the wife or whatever, or the husband of Asherah, and their son was Dagon or whatever, and yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Or it even could have started out that El was just a name of a god, and it would wound up becoming the generic name, just kind of like how Zeus became the generic name for God among the Greeks for a while. And they were using El, but then they used descriptors, El Elon, El Olam, El Elon, El Shaddai, you know, the God, the one God. And then finally, the Iya, he who is the existing one, which is the Tetragrammaton, YHVH, Yod He Vav He. So yeah, it's but there's the Orthodox devotional view, right? But there's also the historian in me, and the guy that takes a scholarly interest, right? And reading a text devotionally, I mean, scholarly input can add depth to that, right? But it doesn't, it is never taken away from the devotional reading that I have of a work or the intention of the words, right? I'll do another video addressing the resurrection because no, Christ's body could not have been left up on the cross. Remember, the Sabbath was coming. They would have they made sure to break the men's legs. Remember, they needed to take the bodies off the crosses because Passover was coming. The reason why he got crucified was to prevent this huge riot, because Jerusalem that time of year quadrupled in population, and the Romans didn't want a riot on their hands because that's what would happen. And the Jews were in a Messianic age. They were constantly trying to kick out the Romans until it culminated in in AD 70, and then again in 135 when Bar Kokhba revolted, and basically for 3 years held off the Romans. But we were told that Joseph of Arimathea, they put him in a grave, and the Jews they would usually put people in a grave, in a tomb, and then after a year put them in a bone box known as an ossuary. This is still done in some parts of the world today. It's actually done in Mexico. So yeah, there's the short video on it. I'll do a longer video on the resurrection, or on the fact that no, he could not have been left on the cross, or his body would not have been thrown to dogs. That would have caused a riot, even for a heretic. All right, peace to you.